Simon says point your gun at the district attorney. Simon says shoot the gun. Shoot again.
Hello and welcome. I'm doing another ranking. Yeah, I know, it's very, very original. Eventually I'm going to run out of things to rank, you know. I'm going to end up ranking, like, how badly each prime asset stinks or something. Oh my god, not even that's an original idea. So today I'm ranking every single prime asset introduction. And so what I mean by this is, like, usually at the start of a trial you press like a big red button. And then, like, the prime asset comes out and they do their little show and then they walk off. How I'm exactly going to be ranking them is just, do they accurately show the prime asset's powers, you know, like what they're capable of? Do they show off their personality accurately? And overall, is it just fun to watch? I know I personally just love the intros in this game. I always watch them, I always pay attention to them, but I know like some people get bored of them because, you know, they're playing the trials over and over. Last thing I'm going to say is that Factory and Shopping Mall doesn't have an intro. So yeah, they're not going to be included on the list for obvious reasons.
Let's get it, man.
So in the 9th spot, I'm going to have to give it to the Orphanage. Sorry, Big Mama G, but someone had to be last. This one's just kind of underwhelming. You kind of just, you come in and Mother Gooseberry just talks to you a bit and that's it, really. It's just really underwhelming and it's also kind of awkward. Like, when she stops speaking, she just kind of stands there and looks at you and then waddles off. The lines that are there though, they are good, and I always go on about how good the voice acting is in this game, and like voice acting is just always good across the board, right? And it's no different here. And one line I do find interesting is she talks about she has a line where she says, "Let's all enjoy some angel dust, so we're ready to seize the day." I always heard this. I've heard this line so many times, but I never really took any note of it. But when I was making this video, I was like, "What is angel dust?" And I looked it up, and it's actually like a drug. So I think this is a good line because it obviously shows what Mother Gooseberry's motives are, right? She's trying to make these kids break the rules and do crazy stuff, right? And this line shows that. I don't know, I thought it was a cool line. I've heard it so many times, but I never paid attention to it. This one's also optional. Most of these intros are like mandatory, like you have to watch them, but this one, I mean, it's pretty crappy, but you actually don't have to watch it, so you can just run past her. I think it's the only like one that's actually kind of bad, but the rest of them are pretty good. Next up is the Courthouse in 8th place. This one's not bad. It's not bad, but it's just really short. It's short but sweet. That's what I'd say. I like how he sort of just comes out of nowhere. Like, you're running down a hallway and then a shutter gate comes down and then Coil just appears out of nowhere, and then he grabs his baton out of a dead body and rambles at you. I think this is cool. I like how it's so sudden. He also, this one's kind of cool because I'm pretty sure he says different stuff each time, which is, you know, adding variety is good. And this one's also optional too, but it is very short anyway, so I personally never skip past it. I always listen to what he has to say. And what he actually has to say is really hard to make out sometimes. Like, I mean, everyone knows Coil, right? This guy just rambles sometimes. And especially in this intro, sometimes, I don't even know what this guy's saying. But I think this is a good thing, because it shows how mentally insane he is, and this guy's, he's just an old dude that's just constantly rambling. The line I got in the footage, he says, like, "She's gonna dance on lightning."
I said she's guilty, so she's guilty. She's gonna dance on lightning.
Like, this one's just a really good line. I really like it. But yeah, this is another one where I just don't know much to say because, like, that's it. He just kind of appears out of nowhere, grabs his baton and walks off. Next up in 7th place is the Suburbs. In this one, basically, I really like the lighting in this one, and there's like a stage and stuff. Like, Franco comes out on the stage with the union boss. It's really, really cool. I love the aesthetic. This one's kind of weird because you're actually in shooting range of Franco. Like, Franco could literally shoot you here, but he just chooses not to. And I think this is kind of strange because in his other intros, like on the docks and especially on Downtown, he actually tries to shoot you, but on this one he just, I don't know, just lets you go, I guess. I mean, it's obviously not hard to believe that Eastman was probably like, "Hey, Franco, don't shoot him yet." But yeah, it's kind of weird because Franco, you know, let's just say that he doesn't really conserve his ammo. He's kind of just gung-ho all the time. I I'm gonna always go back to the voice acting, as I said, but I can't help myself. The voice acting here is just so good, man. Coyle and Franco, I think, are both like I just love hearing them speak because like just the way they speak is just so unique, and the lines are always so well written. But yeah, like the line delivery here is it's like so satisfying. I don't know how to explain it. I love just like hearing him speak. You know, I love the line where he goes, "That speech was fucking beautiful." I can't do his accent, but it's a really good line. And after he does like this little point with his shotgun where he goes, "Huh? Huh?"
That speech was fucking beautiful! The fuck is wrong with you?
I love this little action so much because I think it says so much about this character. How Franco's always trying to look big and strong. He's sort of like showing off his shotgun, like, "Oh look, I got a weapon. Look at me." And it's also, you know, it's very childish, you know, showing off how he's childish and hot-headed. I think an issue with this one though is that there's just not much going on here. He kind of just goes up, does his speech, and then strolls off. Says it's going to get the union boss comfortable, and yeah, he just leaves. I think it would have been cool if maybe he like, I don't know, shot someone. I don't know. I think there's just better introductions. Next up is the fun park, and it's kind of a shame because this is the last intro that Mother Gooseberry has. In this one, this trial's actually kind of weird because she technically has like 2 different introductions. There's one where she like chops a dude's face off, and then there's one later on after you do the carnival mini games where she's like in her like torture chamber and she's speaking to you. I'm only gonna rank the one where she's dancing with the guy and she cuts the dude's face off because I feel like it would be kind of unfair to like rank both of them. Like, one of the cool things with Courthouse is that you're constantly seeing Coyle throughout the whole trial, and I feel like I'd have to count that as well, you know, if you know what I mean. As for this specific introduction, yeah, it's good. It's brutal. It shows off Mother Gooseberry's character. I think it's so cool that she's literally dancing with like this dude that's half dead. It shows a lot about her character, right? It's very in character for her. And then her cutting the dude's face off is like just grosses her, and then she like puts it on a wooden child, which is, yeah, it's obviously messed up. It shows how dangerous she is with her drill, so I think that's important, right? We should be intimidated by the prime assets, and I think the introduction should show how lethal they can be. This one's also optional, like Orphanage, so you know, if you don't want to listen to it, then you can just move on, which I think that's good. I think having them be optional is always a good thing. Yeah, this one's just, I think it's really, really good. I think I just prefer the other ones a little more. Next up in 5th place, we have The Resort. I already talked about this intro in like one of my other videos, my previous video, where I talked about the trial victims. And I talked about the reagent that's sort of like already in the trial when you get there. I already talked about this before, and I think it's pretty cool. This one's great because it like really shows like what Lily is capable of, you know. He's like pleading for help, and then you just see her like move in the background, like she's literally been standing there the whole time and she was pretending to be a mannequin, and she turns around. It's pretty it's kind of creepy, and it obviously shows off like her power, you know. After you watch that, you're like, oh, I understand what she's capable of. I'm gonna have to be wary of these mannequins because she might be one of them. After watching this intro, like, you know what to expect. You know she's gonna be sneaky. I also think it's like just creepy to think like, how long was she standing there? She's probably like there for a really long time, just watching the reagent in there like plead for help and stuff. It's kind of creepy to think about, and shows like how Lilia is just, I mean, she's just like a predator, right? Very, very dangerous. The way she kills the guy too is like, it's very just brutal, like, and it shows like how acrobatic she is, how she like jumps on him and she like stabs him in the neck a couple times. I think she like stabs him through the mouth. Pretty brutal. The sound effects too for the kill are like, I think they're really good, and they're kind of uncomfortable to listen to. They sound painful as well. And then at the end, she flipping aura farms, bro. She thinks she's Batman or something. Look at her. This is pretty cool, and I think it adds to like, you know, like the supernatural element of her character. I know all she did was just jump off down to another level, but like, I don't know. I think this intro is good because it shows how she's a lot more different from the other prime assets. I kind of wish she had more lines though, because she only speaks once. She has like one line, and I think it's kind of boring. I think it would have been cool if she actually had like, I don't know, like a sentence or two. Because Lily's another character who's like really just fun to listen to, because she has like a really, really cool voice. Her voice is just really cool, and I think it would have been cool if we actually had like a little speech from her. But maybe not though, because as I said before, Lilia is a lot different from the other prime assets. And you know, she's not like Coyle, she's not like Franco. She doesn't go on these long speeches. So I don't know. I just kind of want to hear her talk more. I wish she had like a memorable line. Next up is Downtown in 4th place. Okay, look guys, I can't lie. This one's only high up because I just think it's so funny that Franco's actually jerking off at the start of it. Honestly, it took me like an embarrassingly long amount of time to realise that he was whacking it off at the start. I mean, hey, I bet there's like at least one person watching this video that didn't even realise it too, right? But anyway, I just think it's kind of funny. And I think it's like hilarious too how he like pours milk over his head. I don't think I really showed it well in the footage here. He like pours milk over his head and stuff. Like, it's pretty funny. Obviously, it says a lot about his character too. It shows his obsession with milk and being a baby, which I think is important. I really love the line where he says, I think this might be another trial which has different voice lines, like depending on whenever you play it, like it's different each time, kind of like Cool House when I was saying it. I definitely think it's a good thing, but I'm just saying that he might not say that every single time you play the trial, but I think that's like a really, really good line. As I said before, Franco always has like really, really good lines, and I'm pretty sure like after he says that, he like shoots off into the air. This is also what I was talking about before, where Franco's very gun-ho, so I'm surprised Franco didn't try and blow the reagent's head off in Suburbs. Him like shooting up into the air too, as I said, is very gun-ho, and obviously shows a lot about his personality, how Franco is very easy to anger, very hot-headed, and it's just very easy to get on his bad side. So it makes him just feel more reckless, and you just really don't want to be around him. But yeah, honestly, I can't lie, this one's only high up because it's pretty funny that he was jerking off at the start, I can't lie. Alright, we're entering the top 3 now, so buckle your seatbelts. And this one kind of pains me to put it here because I really wanted to put this one at 1. At first I did think it was going to be 1, but then I actually, had to use my brain, and I was like, it might not be 1, but it's gonna go to the police station. I think these like next 3 are like really, really close, and they're like just super, super solid. I think these are like the best of the best, and police station is just like, I think it's probably like the most iconic one. Well, maybe not iconic, but like the most memorable, right? Basically, the start, right? Actually, something I want to talk about. The like grunt dude that's like watching the snitch and Coil. It looks like he's kind of jerking off. Is that just me? Man, I'm putting all the ones with like, okay, you know what? Let's just not go there. But I think this is kind of weird. I mean, he might not be. He might just be watching, but I don't know. That's just something I want to bring up. If he is jerking off, then I feel like I look like a weirdo now because I'm putting all the ones with. Okay, I just said I'm not going to talk about it. Move on. So yeah, Coil notices him. I like he steps out and then like the music plays and it goes bling and it's like, oh, super scary. And then bro, Coil just goes to town on him. Just starts like actually comboing him. And then he like picks him up with the baton, which like is crazy. Do you know how much strength that takes to hold someone up with one hand? And then he like pops their head, brain chunks that you go everywhere, and it goes all over you and stuff. Oh, this is such a good intro, man. My favourite part though has got to be the line delivery. But like the actual line here, "We got laws around here," is just so memorable. It's probably my favourite line in this entire game. It's such a good line, and it says so much about Coil's character, right? You can get so much like information just from this like not even 30-second intro, right? You know, like when Coil's like actually comboing this guy. Well, actually, something else I want to talk about is the actual sound effects for Coil's baton is like really fun to listen to. Anyway, like the whole like combo that Coil goes on, like the reason why I think it's really, really cool is obviously it's just fun to watch, right? But also like it just says a lot about Coil's character. It just shows how brutal he is, and a lot like Franco, how he has a very short temper. Like it's so easy to get on his bad side. Obviously too, it just shows how dangerous he is. Like he's able to just overwhelm this one guy so easily. And he literally, as I said, he picks him up with one hand. He's holding the baton, and I don't know if he like impales him or something with it, but he's like picking him up, which is just insane. That is crazy. His line about like we got laws around here obviously shows his obsession with the law. It also shows his like need for control, right? How he's a control freak, which again is like a really like important part of his character, and you can infer this from the intro too. You also get an idea of like what his whole gameplay mechanic is. I can't lie, right? Coil's gameplay is pretty bad actually. He's probably the worst prime asset when it comes to gameplay because his unique effect basically doesn't really do much. But you get an idea of what ability his unique ability might be. Music too is just great. Like it's constantly rising throughout the whole thing. It's like right before the head pop, like the sort of like the music slowly building up and rising. I also love at the end when Coil hits the bars and the bars get electrified. That's a very unique effect. Obviously you can tell I really like this intro and I really wanted to put it higher, but I can't be biased, right? So I think some of these other ones do a better job. Because at the end of the day, he kind of just overwhelmed like this one dude and then that was it. Basically, this is a very good intro, but I just think the other ones are like slightly better. Number 2 goes to TV Studio. Yeah. I don't know if maybe some of you guys might be surprised that this one's kind of high up, but man, I actually love this intro. This is a really, really cool intro. I think obviously, as we all know, Shopping Mall doesn't have an intro in it. I think this was like a big issue that many people talk about because at the time, right, the Crest Twins were like a new prime asset, so they kind of needed an intro, and they just didn't get it. And so obviously this is very important because this is like the Crest Twins' first intro, and I think it's amazing. I think this is such an amazing intro, and it makes me think like, oh man, it would have been so cool if we got a Shopping Mall intro. It would have been sick. This one's just crazy. Otto literally kills 3 people in this one. He kills 3 people. The lighting in the scene's really, really cool and unique. The sort of red lighting's great, and the sprinklers are on. Very unique effect, I think. Otto comes out and just wrecks these guys, man. Just cuts their heads off. Man, I want to know how sharp that saw blade is, because he just cuts through them like butter. And I want to give a shout out to the middle dude, how he literally dodges the blade. I don't know if he's like blind or not with the mask on, I don't think he is. But still, he really has limited visibility and he still dodged it, which is pretty insane. But obviously, you know, this guy doesn't get away, he gets caught. And I just want to say, like, Otto is so intimidating in this intro. Like, I never really realised like how genuinely strong Otto is. Like, he was able to literally body slam this one guy with one hand. Otto's like this short little tubby guy, right? You think he's not that much of a threat, but no, man. He's short, but he's muscular. I bet he's like ripped under that shirt, bro. He genuinely feels dangerous in this intro. A really, really cool little detail in this intro that makes me love it even more is when the middle guy gets out of his seat, Aurora actually taps Otto on the shoulder. Ah, that's such a cool detail, man. That is such a cool detail. And Otto, man, like, he's just on it. He just turns around and grabs him. Yoink! Down to the floor and just mutilates him, bro. And man, I had so much more respect for the Crest Twins after watching this intro. Like, they genuinely seem like an actual threat in this. Now, this whole time, I've been just talking about Otto, really. And I think it's a shame, because I just don't think Aurora does that much in this intro. I think it would have been cool if maybe she, like, threw her poison at one of them and made them, like, throw up or something. I don't know. But I think we should give Aurora more love, you know, make her do some more. Another issue I have with this intro is that their voice lines are kind of hard to hear. And, like, overall, like, their actual voice lines, like, they're not bad, don't get me wrong, they're not bad, but they're not, like, super memorable or anything, you know? They're not, like, Coil's line, which is, like, super memorable. After watching the intro, I just have, like, way more respect for the Crest Twins. And I think it shows, like, how actually important these intros are. I think a lot of people write them off, right? And don't think they're that important, but I do think they really are. I honestly think, like, for a lot of people, like, the Crest Twins are, like, their least favourite prime asset, and I genuinely think a big part of that is because they just didn't have an intro for Shopping Mall. And, like I love the Crest Twins so much now after this intro. They're actually so cool with this. Genuinely feel like a true threat. Otto is like he seems like unbeatable tank in this. Alright, I'm like glazing too much. I need to move on. I mean, the glazing's not going to stop because I'm about to talk about the first place. And first place goes to the docks. Yeah, I'm giving it to the docks. I don't know if this is surprising or not, but I think this intro is so good. It's such a good intro. This intro starts off with Franco sucking on a big grunt's nips, which is already crazy. And also, I just want to talk about this little scene here, like this little room at the start. Like, there's a lot going on here if you actually pay attention to it, because, like, what I want to know is, why is the big grunt in this chair and why are they dead? Because if you actually pay attention to the body and, like, the room, you can actually see, like, a blood stain behind them. And I think this suggests that Franco probably killed the big grunt and probably, like, blew their head off. I don't know how he got them in the chair. Maybe the big grunt was just on a break and she was just chilling, you know, and she was like, damn, man, killing these reagents, tough work. And she was chilling, and then Franco probably, like, I don't know, jumped out behind that flipping plant that's on the floor and, like, shot her in the head. I don't know why her axe is in the wall. Maybe they had a little scuffle, I don't know. But I think this is really cool, actually. If you, like, pay attention to the scene, you're actually like, damn, how did this big grunt die, and why is it in this chair? I don't know, maybe Easterman gave Franco the body. It also brings up the discussion of, like, are the Primacists actually allowed to kill the export? Because, like, you know, at the start of Kill the Snitch, right, we see Coil kill that grunt, but I don't think that's like an idle grunt, and no one cares about idle grunts. But this is like a big grunt. Like, is Franco allowed to do this? Is he allowed to kill big grunts? I mean, we don't even know if he did kill her, but whatever. And then he says, what's that mother effing racket? And then moves on. And then Franco just pops him. But look at that guy, he just blew his side off. That is crazy. Something that's kind of weird in this intro is that the shotgun, like, seems to do, like, way more damage than it actually does, like, in gameplay. Like, in gameplay, he, like, shoots you and he does, like, 1 bar of damage. But in this intro, like, man, that dude that was hanging there literally got his side blown off. And that big grunt too. If Franco did kill that big grunt, then that means he literally blew her head off with the shotgun. This is why I like this intro, because there's so many little things you can pick out and talk about. In this intro, as I said, like, he's showing off the shotgun, which is really important. Franco's, like, unique thing is that he uses the shotgun, right? And so, you know, showing it off, showing how dangerous it is obviously, it's important, you know?
Come with your hand in the cookie jar.
I like the line where he talks about the cookie jar. He's like, get your hands out of the cookie jar or something. Like these are just, like, really well written lines, you know, that they're constantly going back to how he's a mad child. And I love at the end where he walks off and just goes, where? Hearing him go why, it's just always really funny. And unfortunately, I think that he only does it in this intro. I think it would have been fun if in Downtown and Suburbs he did that as well. The music here too is great. Like, again, it's sort of like in Kill the Snitch, it's like constantly building up. And then when he shoots the glass at the end, it, like, that's when it, like, reaches its peak. The music here is really, really great. Yeah, I just think this is, like, the perfect intro. It's basically perfect in every single way. It shows off the Primacists' personality, shows off what they're capable of. There's so many little things you can, like, pick out. Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty much the list. I do really think, like, these intros are important, and I think people downplay them. And I really enjoy watching them. I always pay attention to them when I can. So yeah, what do you guys think is the best intro? What do you guys think is the worst intro? Do you agree that Franco should be at the top? Tell me in the comments. So yeah, if you enjoyed, check out my other videos. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye!